students, till now we discussed what is function, what is domain of function and what is range of a function. In today's class, we will discuss how to find domain and range of real function. A real function can be defined as a function where domain and codomain of the function is a subset of real number. That means if we have a function f which is defined from set A to set B, then if A domain of a function and B range of a function both are subset of real number R, then only we can call the function f is a real function. Domain and range of the function both belongs to real number or is a subset of real number, then only a function f is called real function. So it is called real function. This is what we call a real function. So let's discuss how to find domain of a real function. To find domain of any real function, we have to see what are the possible values of x, the variable in that function. Suppose we have a function fx is equal to x plus 5. This is a very simple example of real function. Here, what are the possible values of x? Here, in place of x, that means in this place, we can put all the real numbers. Because here, in place of x, we can put all possible values of real number. For every real number, this function will give some value. That means this function is defined for all real numbers. That means we can say that domain of this real number is set of all real numbers. And its range. If we will put all set of all real number in place of x, then we will get all real numbers. That means the range of this function is also a real number. So we can say that range of f is equal to also real number. That is how we can define domain and range of a function or real function. Now I will introduce some very critical situation and we will find domain and range of that function. Suppose we have another function that is fx is equal to 1 upon x minus 7. This is a function. And we know this is a real function. That means all this value of fx must be defined for every value of x. One thing we know in mathematics, that is something upon 0 is not defined. And in this function, x is at the denominator. Here we have to be extra careful while finding the domain. Yes, we can put all the values of real number here. But a particular value in this situation like 7. When we put 7 in place of x, we will get 0. Hence the function will become 1 upon 0 and 1 upon 0 is not defined. That means we can put all real number in place of x except 7. Hence domain of this function is set of all real number minus 7. This is the domain of this function. Now we will see how to find range of this function. To find range of any function, always consider the given function as y. So I will take this fx is equal to y. Now value of fx is 1 upon x minus 7 is equal to y. Now I will find the value of x in terms of y. So let's define them. So we will get here that 1 upon y is equal to x minus 7. Y will come down and this will go up. So we will get 1 upon y is equal to x minus 7. Then we can define x is equal to 1 upon y plus 7. So we got the value of x. Now we will find all the set of values of y, because y is the range of the function. So for all those values of y for which this x is defined is called range of the given function. So what are the value of y? So in this place we can see that y is in the denominator, and in denominator we have to keep in mind that it should never be 0. So we can say that y can never be 0. Except 0 we can put all the values of y. Hence range of this function fx is set of all real numbers except 0. Only for 0 this will give a not defined expression. If this is not defined, then x is also not defined. Hence x is defined for all the values of y except 0. Hence its range is r minus 0. This is how we find domain and range of a real function. We have a function fx is equal to under root 9 minus x square. This is our function. Now, whenever we see root, we know negative quantity under the root is not defined, is not a real number. Like in earlier cases, we saw an example where denominator is getting 0 and we excluded that value. Similarly, in this function, we know that under root of any negative number is not defined. Hence, we cannot afford to get any negative number in this place. That means this quantity 9 minus x square must be greater than 0. Now find the value of x. So the value of x we can get here, that is 9 is greater than or is equal to x square. We transpose x square this side, it will become 9 greater than or equal to x square. So from here we can write x is less than or equal to 3 and greater than or equal to minus 3. Hence we obtain the set of values of x, and that set of value of x is called domain. Hence we can say that domain of this function fx is from minus 3 to 3. This is how we will find domain of this kind of function. And after finding the domain, let's see how to find the range. We have to consider fx is equal to y. So let's consider fx is equal to y. Value of fx in this situation is under root of 9 minus x square is equal to 1. Now we transpose square root this side, it will become 9 minus x square is equal to y square. From here we can write it like x square plus y square is equal to 9. Now we have to find the value of x in terms of y. So we will find x square is equal to 9 minus y square. Hence x is equal to under root 9 minus y square. By using same approach, we can find the value of y in this place. Hence y belongs to minus 3 to 3. But we have to keep in mind that we cannot get the negative value from this function. Hence the value of this function can never be negative, because there is no negative sign in this place, and we never get negative value from the square root function. Hence the value of y, that means fx, is not possible to have a negative value. Hence the value, finally we will get the value of y which belongs to 0 to 3. 0 to 3 means all the positive values, and this y is the range of the given function. This is how we will find domain and range of this type of function. One more type of question we can see here, that is find the domain and range of the function fx is equal to 1 upon 2 minus sine 3x. In this question we can see that we have a trigonometric function here, that is sine function. So how to find domain and range of a function when we have a trigonometric function? So here we have a function fx is equal to 1 upon 2 minus sine 3x. This is our function. So very first thing which comes here, that is how to find the domain. To find the domain, we have to find all the possible values of this x. All this possible value of x will decide our domain. That is our domain. So first thing we have to notice here, that our trigonometric function or our x is in denominator, and very first thing we have to avoid, that is we will never let 0 come in the denominator of the function. We will avoid 2 minus sine 3x is equal to 0. This case is not possible. If this will 0, then 1 upon 0 is not defined, hence function will not define. Hence we will find the value of x for which this value is 0. Recall the concept of trigonometric function. The highest value of the sine function is 1. So when we put 1 in this place, we will get 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. Hence for maximum value of sine 3x, we will not get 0. The maximum value we can get is 1. Hence 2 minus sine 3x is equal to 0 is not possible. Hence 1 upon 2 minus sine 3x is defined for all the real numbers. And in this place of x, we can put all the real numbers. Hence the domain of this function is domain of f is equal to set of all real numbers. Now let's find range. In earlier examples, when we are finding the range of any function, we taken that given function is equal to y. But in this situation, we will follow a different approach, because different functions, a trigonometric function is involved in this situation. So to find range of this type of function, first thing we will notice where is our variable. Here x is with sine function. Hence we will write here sine 3x. We know the minimum value of this function is minus 1. Maximum value of this function is plus 1. We know sine 3x lies between minus 1 to 1. In front of sin 3x there is a negative sign. So we will apply minus here. So this expression will become minus sin 3x. Minus of sin 3x is again greater than minus 1 and less than plus 1. When we will multiply sin 3x with negative sign, then its range of values will not change. It will lie between minus 1 to plus 1. Then here we have plus 2. So we will add plus 2 in all the three portions. When we will add plus 2 here, we will get 2 minus 1. 2 minus sin 3x is less than or equal to 2 plus 1. What we did here? We added 2 in all the three portions. So, hence we will get here 2 minus 1 is 1 is less than or equal to 2 minus sin 3x is less than or equal to 3. Hence we got this value. This value, what is present in denominator, lies between 1 to 3. But we have to find the range of this function. Here it is 1 upon 2 minus sin 3x. So we will write 1 upon 2 minus sin 3x. So when we will reciprocate any number, then we will get, so this function will be greater than or equal to 1 by 3 and less than or equal to 1 by 1. Here we have written 2 minus sin 3x as 1 upon this. So we have written this value here and this value here. Let me explain this situation with a simple example. Suppose we have three numbers, that is 2, 5, 7. Now we will reciprocate all the three numbers. So we will get 2 will become 1 upon 2, 5 will become 1 upon 5, 7 will become 1 upon 7. So earlier 2 is less than 5, 7 is greater than 5. When we will reciprocate the number, we can see here 1 by 2, that means 0.5 is greater than 1 by 5, that means 0.2, and 1 by 7 is less than 1 by 5. Hence, the same thing we applied here. This expression is our given function. Hence, indirectly, we got 1 by 3 is less than or equal to fx is less than or equal to 1. Hence, we got the range. Hence, we got set of values in which fx will lie, that is 1 by 3 to 1. Hence the range of this given function is from 1 by 3 to 1. This is how we will find range of this type of function.